Hey guys, Dr. Daniel Sugai, board certified dermatologist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a dermatologist here in the Seattle area, meaning I cover Bellevue and Renton, Washington. I did my training at Harvard Medical School's combined residency program in dermatology. That's 4 years after 4 years of medical school at the University of Hawaii, where I'm from. I'm from Hawaii, but I do live here in Washington. And I just love this channel and I love you all. So thank you guys. We surpassed 80,000 subscribers. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys so much. Just having a blast here talking about dermatology, medicine, skincare. And the other day, I think it was January 21st, I'm a little late, it was Hyaluronic Acid Day, National Hyaluronic Acid Day, woohoo! So we love hyaluronic acid. We know hyaluronic acid is a great carbohydrate that our skin naturally makes in our skin. It's in the dermis plus in the epidermis, dermis being the second layer lower down where the collagen elastic fibers lie. The epidermis has different layers, has the stratum corneum at the very top, the stratum basale at the very bottom, and all in between you have all these nice skin cells that are trying to stay together and keep the water in, but we do get transepidermal water loss, and so when we get dehydrated skin, we just have a really dried up stratum corneum at the top layer that's just all dried and shriveled. It can cause more accentuation of our wrinkles and just kind of have a dull look to our face. And so hyaluronic acid is nice in our epidermis. It keeps our cells hydrated. It's in between our cells, and it's very much present in our dermis where it keeps volume to our skin. And when you have depletion of hyaluronic acid, usually in our late 20s to 30s, we start getting a depletion of hyaluronic acid and we start to lose more hyaluronic acid than we're creating. We have patients who come in to get hyaluronic acid cosmetic fillers. So Juvederm being a very popular brand, we have hyaluronic acid in that as a very fine gel that we inject either cheekbones, around the mouth, around the nose, marionette lines. So it's a very versatile product, and you have to go to a trained injector so you don't do too much of a good thing. But what the hyaluronic acid does is it draws in water. It's a water magnet that can hold 1,000 times its weight. And when you inject into your lips, say, your lips will swell up like a balloon. Okay, not a balloon, but sometimes it can. It swells up pretty dramatically in the first couple of days as it draws in water. And sometimes patients, or a lot of times patients are like, oh man, I missed that. I like my lips being super pouty, but we don't want to overdo it. Hyaluronic acid, very versatile in skincare. You see it mentioned in cleansers, moisturizers, your retinol, or vitamin C serums. Like one of my favorite vitamin C serums, Vichy, their vitamin C serums are packed with hyaluronic acid. So a lot of times you can replace hyaluronic acid with just your vitamin C serum that's already plumping. But I like vitamin C in my skincare. 1, to soothe, 2, to hydrate, leading to plumping the skin and hiding those fine lines and wrinkles. And that's kind of it. 3, it's really to lock in that moisture, absorb that moisture. And the order of which to do things would be to cleanse, apply your hyaluronic acid serum to damp skin to help to absorb that water you picked up from your cleanse, and then moisturize to help seal that in. Use a moisturizing cream or lotion over that. The winter time, I prefer creams because you want something a little bit thicker to really help support your skin barrier. What does hyaluronic acid do though long term? Does it really help with your stores of hyaluronic acid in your skin? I don't believe so. It doesn't give you long-term effects on your collagen like retinol would do, or any kind of retinoid, which actually tells your fibroblasts in your dermis to make more collagen. It doesn't do that. And so it's more of like a nice treat for your skin and plumping your skin and when it's dehydrated. When you have a dry skin, that's more of a lipid issue. You don't have the oils, the natural oils that will help keep your skin moisturized. When it's dehydrated, you're really just losing too much water. Transepidermal water loss is through the roof. And so what you have with hyaluronic acid is just to retain that water and keep it there so that your skin is nice and taut looking. You have a nice rebound, recoil when you touch your skin. It also helps soften the lines, those fine lines and wrinkles. So before going on, say, the Today Show, going to a wedding or a photo shoot, filming something big for TV, I will use hyaluronic acid the night before and the morning of, just to help prep my skin to get that plumping, especially in my forehead. I don't want to demonize wrinkles, and I want to say that I'm proud of my wrinkles, but it's nice to just hide them when you want to. And to hide them, I like to use hyaluronic acid after that cleanse. And I even did a video before, a wedding video, where I was with the groomsmen and the guys. I went around pulling the groomsmen. I said, have you ever used the moisturizer? No. And then, have you ever used the hyaluronic acid serum? They all didn't know what that was at all and what it was for. So I had my friend Alex wash his face, apply LaRoche-Posay's HyaluB5 serum, the hyaluronic acid serum with panthenol and madecassoside, which is derived from Centella asiatica, and he just glowed up instantly. Then we put the Olay collagen, the peptide 24 moisturizer over it, and boom, he was ready to be up there with our friend Josh for his wedding. So it was just a really cool video just to see, you know, guys trying out skincare, and then he was like really proud. He showed his wife after, like, look at my skin. She's like, oh my gosh, you're glowing. He has great skin to begin with, but it was a really fun you know, pull to go around asking all the groomsmen. University, of course, all guys said, no, I don't use a moisturizer, and they definitely never heard of a hyaluronic acid serum. Let's go over some hyaluronic acid serums that I enjoy using. Let's talk about The Ordinary. I don't talk about this brand very often because I have a problem with some of their products. Their vitamin C product had stung my face. I did a TikTok video on it. Number two, their retinol serums are very oily, heavy, makes my skin feel really gross and greasy. It feels like it's occluding my skin. But I do like their hyaluronic acid serum. The hyaluronic acid serum with panthenol or provitamin B5 is a nice one. This one actually, when you compare it to, like, say, the Inkey-Less, you know, I don't have their hyaluronic acid serum with me. It's at my office, but if you compare to the Inkey-Less hyaluronic acid serum, I'd say the Ordinary wins. If you compare the retinol of the Inkey-Less to the Ordinary's retinols across the board, this one's a winner. Inkey-Less is way better. But I have to say the only product I'm okay with would be maybe their peeling solution, that kind of purplish red one that you don't use every day, and their hyaluronic acid serum. Just want to show you. Very nice, thick viscosity. Very nice and hydrating. I think it's just a great, affordable product that I would probably use again or buy again. I bought this with my own money, by the way, from Sephora, and this brand, I'd have to say, kudos to them for being affordable, kudos to them for highlighting important ingredients that we should be looking out for and really highlighting them. But in terms of how they're made so that a lot of people can tolerate them, I don't know. I think they could do a better job. And so that's my critique for their brand. But I have to say, this one's a thumbs up, the hyaluronic acid serum. Next would be Peach and Lily. I was gifted this one as well as you know, some other products I want to review. But this one stuck out to me, their Glass Skin Refining Serum. This one's interesting because it's not like my other hyaluronic acid serums. I raved about LaRoche-Posay HyaluB5 from the beginning of COVID when you know, I was already familiar with it then. And it's fragrance, people don't like the fragrance and such. This one doesn't, that one just blends in, like these just blend into my skin very well. This one doesn't blend, but I actually don't mind it. It kind of changes things up. It almost like swipes across my face and it's like a little layer of glass, which I'm okay with, you know, sometimes. You know, skincare is nice to have it absorb, but when you have this thing that kind of just ice skates over your skin, so it's in a pump, and I just want to show you that it just glides over your skin, but doesn't really, almost leaves it a little shiny film, which is cool, you know, if you want that. Look, let's, you know, that little dewy shine to, like, say, accentuate your cheekbones. Versus if you want more plumping from the Ordinary, it's pretty cool. So this one has madecassoside in it as well, which is anti-aging, has antioxidant properties to help fight free radical damage. Free radical damage from, you know, pollution, sunlight, those things are going to tell your collagen to degrade. It's going to tell your enzymes in your skin to degrade collagen. It's going to tell your skin to also degrade the elastic fibers, and that elastic fibers are so important for structure, preventing sagginess. Having recoil in your skin is so important, improving skin fragility. So having antioxidant properties in your serum is really important. And so this one has peptides as well as a peptide complex, as niacinamide, which you guys know I like a lot, vitamin B3, go niacinamide, and going back to the ordinary, that's the other thing is that start of COVID, when their niacinamide serum was super popular, it was blowing up. I had so many people coming in with skin irritation from their niacinamide serum. Yes, I love niacinamide, but too much of a good thing can be quite harmful to your skin, like for anything. Always in moderation, even water. Water is good for you, but if you drink too much water, it causes hyponatremia and can kill you. So be very careful with, taking these ingredients, making them very concentrated and putting it on your skin, because you can get a really bad rash. Like I've seen whole faces just swollen and red, puffy and just painful, raw. So be careful, okay? This one is just a nice balance, doesn't irritate my skin at all. And even when my skin's a little bit sensitive in the winter time, no irritation at all with this Peach and Lily, okay? I have to try more of their products, but I did a quick preliminary run through them, and I chose this one. I've been using this one for quite a while before talking about it. I always want to give my skincare a good go before talking about it on the channel, because I know a lot of you put your trust in me, and I want to make sure that I am confident with whatever I'm saying. I'm not going to just go on the fly like, oh yeah, I tried it a couple of times, let's go with it. Nope. Okay, I gotta grab more hyaluronic acid serum. So be right back. Back to Peach and Lily. I was reading about it. I was wondering if a lot of it's high molecular weight hyaluronic acid it uses, but it's a blend of different types of hyaluronic acid chains. So they have short chains for easier absorption, plus long chains for that staying at the surface and hydrating intensely. You talk about different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid, or if you look at the ingredient list, a lot of these will say sodium hyaluronate, which is a salt version of hyaluronic acid. Pretty much, in skincare, the land of skincare, when you see sodium hyaluronate, you're just gonna say it's synonymous with hyaluronic acid. This one is, you'll see on this ingredient list for L'Oreal's Revitalift. Very popular hyaluronic acid serum. No frills, not crazy with all the other extras, but it's great just for plumping your skin as well. So this one having 0.5% high molecular weight for the intense hydration, and the 1% low molecular weight to go deeper into your skin to plump it. This one has both, and that's why you see the 1.5% pure hyaluronic acid. Just show you that this one, quite viscous, maybe not as viscous as the ordinaries. It's gonna be a hyaluronic acid field day on my face. So that's Peach and Lily. You got a little bit of the ordinary on my forehead, but I'm just layering this on. But I'd say this one's pretty similar to the ordinaries. So that's L'Oreal's. This is the ordinary. I think this one's thicker. Yeah. This one almost looks like Snail Mucin, how it kind of has that catch there, which Snail Mucin does have hyaluronic acid. So that, even though not a classic hyaluronic acid serum, the Essence by Cosrx, one of my favorite things to plump the skin, snail mucus helps the snail with adhesion, but also helps with hydration because it has lots of hyaluronic acid. Reminds me of the hyaluronic acid serum of the ordinary. Kind of that catch, that gooey look. Really nice stuff. Really great at hydrating your skin. So another one that I would recommend, even another, this is an Essence, but pretty much a serum. Essence you see a lot in K-beauty, and a lot of the order of which to do things would be like cleanse, Essence, serum. This one's a little bit thicker, more viscous Essence. So pretty much like a serum in my book. So, L'Oreal, another good one. Really cool hyaluronic acid option would be Rox Capsules. So I've talked about this before in the past, and I've also talked about the Retinol capsules. Full disclosure, I have worked with RoC before to talk about these on other platforms. They are not involved with this video at all. I just want to emphasize that I like their capsules a lot, especially when traveling, because you have this heavy duty, thick plastic, I don't think it's glass, thick plastic container that's very trustworthy in my luggage. And they're preserved in these nice little capsules, these biodegradable capsules. See how cute that is. Oh, and you just really twist the top off, and that dose is good to go for your face and neck right there. Their retinol had that soybean oil, so it was very much like had an oilier texture. This one's lighter weight than that. This one's a completely different texture. It's from jojoba seed oil, no fragrance, very simple ingredient list. So great stuff to use morning and night after a cleanse. Now my tried and true backup, so my skin's very dry, irritated, raw from the winter time. So again, dry and sensitive here on my cheekbones. I wake up in the morning like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? I'm gonna take a pause from my vitamin C serums, my retinol. I gotta back off and do it every other night to every 2 to 3 nights. But Vichy is a great hyaluronic acid serum that's had my back, where it's really soothing. And I've done a video on it before. And it's just 11 ingredients, simple list, and just so nice to put on to soothe my skin. It's never stung my skin, no matter how raw it was. And so I've really appreciated this. I've gone through multiple bottles of this, and not very plumping. I've talked about it in my other review of it. It's just not very plumping, but very hydrating and soothing. So I like that they have that volcanic water that's soothing, anti-inflammatory properties to it. The French are very much into their thermal water, their thermal spring water, and so that volcanic water in this is really cool stuff. Nice for people with eczema, and it's very soothing for those with an impaired skin barrier. When you put a layer of moisturizer over it, you're just like golden, and you just know you're on the way to recovery. And if you have any issues with your eczema, your skin barrier is just totally off despite using over-the-counter moisturizers, always see your dermatologist too. This does not replace medical advice in any way. This is a fun video on hyaluronic acid. So going on to the king of my hyaluronic acid collection would be my nostalgic LOreal HyaluB5 that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Yes, it's fragrance. People can say you don't know what you're talking about. This is fragrance. Don't demonize fragrance, guys, because skincare is fun. And that smell just reminds me of simpler times, beginning of this pandemic when we didn't know what the heck was going on. This was my go-to hyaluronic acid serum, and so when I smell it, it makes me think of the beginning of COVID when I did shut down clinic, and it does remind me of the start of my YouTube channel, because I was using this every day. And this one has the madecassoside, it has the vitamin B5, which is moisturizing, it has the hyaluronic acid obviously in it, and so it's just a very solid, beautiful blue dropper bottle here. I'm going to continue to use this. I'll continue to keep getting new bottles of it and add it to my regimen. I actually will, this is the one that I actually gave, I put on my buddy Alex, so my go-to, and he had no issues with it, with the fragrance in it. I like the smell. I know some people hate it. Don't hate me for liking it, but a good job, LOreal on that one. Brand that I have liked is Dermatology. This is a great brand. I like their sunscreens. I've talked about their sunscreens a lot. I don't care for the medical grade skincare labeling because that means nothing to me, but their hyaluronic acid serum is pretty cool because not only does it have hyaluronic acid, but it also has niacinamide in it, which we love niacinamide. So when you open up the box, we follow 2 simple rules. Number 1, can't be bad for you. 2, it has to work. I'll put my promo code down below to save on your orders with Dermatology. So this is the Needle-Less serum. This is my second bottle of it. This is meant to replace your filler because it is quite plumping with the hyaluronic acid. Glycerin has a niacinamide which helps brighten your skin. They also have niacinamide in their Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. That's the L2MD UV Clear dupe. So here we go, brand new bottle. Let's take a look at this. So not thick and viscous like the others, but packed with hyaluronic acid. No fragrance for this one. So it comes out thin, but when you put it on, you can actually feel it like kind of tightening up your skin, which is pretty cool. It has like cholesterol in it. It has peptides, which I think was really cool. They added the peptides in it because maybe long term, like I said, hyaluronic acid long term won't give you any increased collagen, but if this, but this having peptides in it could it give you long-term benefit? Potentially, you know. So this one I just want to talk about really quick, that it has ceramide to help repair, restore your skin barrier. They also talk about putting this around your mouth. Probably the smile lines, smoker lines. Please don't smoke, because that's a big cause of breaking down collagen. It's deceiving. It comes out really light, but actually is feels actually like it really does blend and kind of tighten things up. Almost feels like after a chemical peel, my skin feels a little taut, but not in a way where you're like too dried, where you're dried out. It's a good kind of taut feel. You know, it has a little bit more of an extra bounce, so it's kind of deceiving. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, how is this gonna plump? But it does the job. So I like this one a lot, this needle-less serum. Please leave a comment down below if you've tried it. And that's that Sarah prep technology of the needle-less serum, is that it's a blend of ceramide plus the peptides. All right, guys, there's probably so many other hyaluronic acid serums that I love, you know, that I want to talk about more. They have Maelove The Hydrator, like all those great, they have a lot of great hyaluronic acid serums out there. And so I just wanted to briefly go over this. Some of my faves, some of my old OG faves, some of my newer discovered ones like the Peach and Lily was more of a, in the last few months I've been using this. So, you know, hyaluronic acid, very special ingredient, but there are other nice, you know, humectants out there too that aren't just the golden child of hydration or humectants, because could be marketing, you know, just awareness wise, hyaluronic acid's like really the golden child. And so there's glycerin, which is also a nice water sponge that draws in water like no other. There's gluconolactone. There's also beta-glucan, which you see a lot more in K-beauty. That's a huge hydrating ingredient that might be even more powerful than hyaluronic acid. And so there's a lot of other ingredients out there that we can talk about on the channel, and other skincare brands maybe in the US will start to recognize and incorporate them and highlight those as well, so they're not in the shadow of hyaluronic acid. So please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please be safe out there, and I'll see you guys for the next video. All right, guys, thanks a lot for your support. Peace.